The opinions within the content of Channel 12 TV network are solely of our guest and do not reflect the views and beliefs of its hosts or affiliates. Those under 18, we ask that you enter the Channel 12 TV network with an adult.
Rockin' Randy, the movement of the podcast, shaking us down, building us up. Silver-tongued devil, master of disaster. Kingston, every man wants to be you. Every woman wants your ring. Wolfman of the radio, oh, oh, oh. You are the red wrestling's greatest champion of the airways. Rockin' Randy with electric steel strings. How to do the mic with the raspy growl. Mic in your hand, standing tall. Making them listen, standing in awe. Broadcasting chaos, raising the bar. From the underground to the stars. Voice like thunder, shaking the ground. You are the man, wrestling's greatest champion of the airwaves. Rockin' Randy with electric steel strings. Podcasting chaos, raising the bar. Mic in your hand, standing tall. Making them listen, standing in awe. Broadcasting chaos, raising the bar. From the underground to the stars. Voice like thunder, shaking it all around.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have something new and unusual tonight for Tennessee Macabre.
Now, I'm concerned. It's just that she's so high-strung. I'm not sure my pussy can stand anything new and unusual.
You mean after Fleet Week?
Grim, I was talking about Tituba.
That pussy looks pretty steady to me.
Well, thank you, Louie.
You're all in for a great surprise tonight. Welcome to WROK Radio FM and Channel 12 TV Network, live from downtown Las Vegas. Tonight, these guys are something special. Only some of the crew can make it with us tonight, but you know something? They are part of the Channel 12 TV Network family, and they are bringing their show to Channel 12. Look out, Elvira. Look out, Svanguli. These guys are the next best thing since peanut butter jelly and sex on the Sahara Desert. Let's bring our friends in from the Tennessee Macabre. Can't get it all out today because my mouth. The Grim Reaper himself.
Well, hello, Randy. You know, there's
What's up,
nothing
buddy?
that compares to a steady pussy. Except maybe an unsteady one.
Exactly.
This stuff is real smooth. It's genuine Scotch imported all the way from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. And the liquor store was where?
Yeah.
Goes
down like a ton of razor blades.
You guys are killing me. Let's bring in someone else from your show.
Let's do it.
I think I'm drinking your scotch. Professor Gilman. You're on mute, big guy. You're on mute.
Hey, how are we doing, gentlemen?
Oh, hey, he called us gentlemen. Who the hell are you talking to?
I don't know. It's a verbal tick.
Oh, okay.
It's a verbal tick. Okay. How are we doing this evening?
I am doing awesome since I got you guys on here. This is just way out there. I'm loving this. We're going to bring in Louie here. My buddy's got a cat named Louie. Let's bring him in.
Famous beaver hunter. I mean,
He's a
Those
beaver.
are some vicious beavers.
I mean, you got them all over the place down here, crawling up your leg and up your arm and everything, like just mean big werewolves. Yeah, we're talking about werewolves, right?
That's right.
Well, you know, so I just happen to have a clip of you talking about beavers.
Oh,
Picture of the beast.
Oh, really? Let's see. Well, brother, I hate to break it to you. This ain't a werewolf. This a beaver.
I have to say that's not
I
my
can
first
see where
beaver
the
clip I've seen.
uninitiated might make that mistake, Monsieur. But I am an expert in the loop, and I assure you that is a ferocious
I
beast.
wanted to watch Blake on this
I'm a bit
thing
of a
he's doing,
self-made expert.
but there's
Okay?
apparently
And
bad
let me
way.
assure you of two things. First of all, that is indeed a beaver. And second of all, just because it's a beaver does not mean that it is not a ferocious beast.
Grim. Grim. You are not an expert on beaver. It takes years of dedication and field work to become an expert. Just because you spend hours and hours and hours looking at pictures of beavers in magazines, that does not make you an expert.
I'm always willing to put in the field work.
The hard time and dedication that's required for a beaver hunt.
That's right.
Oh, it's there. It's a hard time for beavers. Oh, wow. You guys are killing me. I mean, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Let's get started with you guys. Hey, Grim, why don't you tell everybody here that doesn't know you guys?
Don't we need to bring Renfield in?
Renfield's not on. He's not in the
Renfield
studio.
left? He's a little crazy.
Well,
I
that means
see
he's
that.
loose, and that's a problem.
That is a problem.
If he's not
Renee,
here,
get
accounted
the net.
for.
Locked up.
He disappeared.
I'll
He
make
ran
sure
off.
Renee grabs the net and goes after him.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Renfield disappeared when we were showing that little video. He disappeared.
You
Oh,
watch your back because he shows up in the strangest places and usually with something sharp.
Real sharp.
Oh, no, stop. Ah!
Oh, Renfield strikes again.
Oh my God, that guy's crazy. Woo! Oh Lordy, Renfield, get back on TV, brother.
Just give him some bugs. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I
light snap.
just tossed in my cheese sandwich. He's over there eating with the rest of my dogs over there. He's doing all right. Sit, boy, sit. Trump's on TV. All right. So, anyways, Grim Reaper, why don't you tell everybody a little about yourselves and what you guys do, and a little about your show?
We have a show called Tennessee Macabre, and we host horror movies. Occasionally, we host spaghetti westerns, martial arts, sci-fi. Our motto is groovy movies for groovy people.
Now, I got to ask you a question. Are spaghetti movies, are you supposed to eat spaghetti while you watch them?
You can. You can.
Can you?
It's really good to eat spaghetti when you watch a spaghetti western.
Chef,
Okay.
spaghetti in a can?
Huh?
Spaghetti in a can. Yeah.
Spaghetti in a can. Chef Boyardee.
There you go.
Yeah. You got to have some. So, anyways, you guys show you show spaghetti westerns and what else? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you.
Our main gig is always been horror movies. And so we show horror movies, and we like to show the classic horror movies that made America great, like Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah. A classic of a classic cinematic masterpiece, really.
Yes. A lot of special effects work that was groundbreaking.
Yeah. Also, Ed Wood, a virtuoso, a auteur.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you've never seen that movie, then we're absolutely painting it perfectly, and you should go watch it.
You should watch it. We'll be
I'm waiting
hosting
on
it
for it
very
so
soon.
I get to be a virgin and go see it.
But
Are
we
you
have
going to be a virgin or you're taking a virgin?
It depends on what day it is.
And what part of Tennessee you're in?
that's right.
That's a hard thing to find in Tennessee.
That's what I was going to say, because sometimes they're hard to come by.
They're usually ugly 12-year-olds.
What else are we,
We show a
Vincent
lot of
Price is
driving
one of our-
classics.
Huh?
A lot of driving
A
classics.
lot of drive-in classics.
Wow.
Vincent Price movies.
I love Vincent Price.
Love Vincent Price. Boris
House on Haunted
Karloff,
Hill
Bela
and-
Lugosi. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those cats, man.
You know, and that's when horror movies were horror movies.
That's right.
You know, Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr. is the werewolf.
Yes.
The
Bela
Wolfman.
Lugosi
Back-
played Frankenstein.
Back when the men were men and the sheep were nervous.
No,
That's
they
right.
were scared to death.
Oh my lord!
What was the one we showed? I'm sorry.
Vincent Price and Bela Lugosi, and there were so many people out there that made.
Yes.
How many? Frankenstein was done by Bela Lugosi.
Yep.
Got
Bela
Lon
Lugosi,
Chaney in there.
Boris Karloff, and
Boris
Lon
Karloff,
Chaney.
and
Lon Chaney
yes.
Jr.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that, but if you're an old movie buff and you like old movies, this is a place to watch this, people.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And then a color version was done by Christopher Lee,
Oh, yeah.
which, if you ask me, dollar for dollar, Christopher Lee is the scariest Frankenstein that ever did it.
Christopher Lee
I could see
scares
that.
me as a vampire. Every time I see him in any movie, I think him as Dracula.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Yeah.
he plays.
It's
Yeah.
hard to get away from that with Christopher Lee. Yes.
Yeah.
I
You put
think-
him in space, and I'm still looking for the fangs.
Yeah. You can have him drinking tea in Paris, and I'm still waiting for him saying, I'm waiting for him to make the bite.
Yeah.
He
There was a movie he did in the 70s, The Three Musketeers, and he played Baron Rochefort. And he talked about that movie, and they asked him about the swordplay. A lot of people don't realize this. Christopher Lee was one of the best swordsmen in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
Really?
yeah, he said, oh, I can do a fencing scene without a scratch, as long as I'm doing it with another trained professional. And then the interviewer goes, well, what about Michael York? He goes, I was cut to pieces when I left.
Yeah,
But
he
was one of the best swordsmen in Europe.
He's a knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is he really? I did not know that.
He was knighted.
Yeah.
At
He's not.
one point, he was engaged to one of the princesses of Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the son of an Italian aristocrat.
And put out a pretty decent fantasy metal album.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. How did that engagement work out? You say he was formally engaged to her. Did that not work out for him?
The king forced him to break it off because he didn't want his daughter married to an actor.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he saw
Actor
one of
money.
his scary movies.
Yeah. But he did it all, wonderful guy. I
Yeah.
tell you, some of the guys that you don't think about being in horror movies. Clint Walker.
Mm.
Is it Clint Walker?
Cowboy.
Movie.
Cowboy, yeah.
But he did a lot of made for TV horror. Scream of the Werewolf.
Oh, I love
Peter
that movie.
Graves.
Yeah.
Really? Clint Walker's one of my favorite cowboys. I watch Cheyenne every day.
Yeah. And you got it. Clint Walker was the kind of man makes you wish he was a woman. I
Yes.
mean, He's just an incredible actor. And he did. I love his cowboy movies too, but he did Scream of the Wolf. He did and plays an evil character in Scream of the Wolf and does it well. You know, 'cause he was always the good guy.
Because there was always a white hat.
Yeah. Then he played in Snow Beast.
Oh, that's a good one.
Spencer, which is a good one. You know, so he did several turns and some. I love some of the 1970s made for TV horror movies.
Yes.
Some of
Hey,
my
Daniel Ray is out in our audience today and says they really did. I didn't know that. You got here. I'll put it up there for you.
Oh, cool. Well, hi, Danielle.
Howdy.
This is, you know, you guys are very educated in movies. I'm gonna have to get you guys on. It's called Critics Crossroad with myself and Bob the cameraman, which we now call Sleepy Joe. He would love to talk to you guys about movies.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Love that too.
That's one thing I like about working with Tennessee Macabre is we getting to take and I get to brush up on what I don't know and learn so much more just by showing the shows and doing our commentary things. I'm learning a lot, especially like I do the special effects, makeup and things. That's my big kind of deal. And some of the stuff these people had to work with was absolutely nothing. Things they went and pulled out of the yard and pulled out of their ass at the same time and made a movie out of it. So it's it's something to see.
Yep. You look at something like The Robot Monster, right?
Yeah,
that movie.
Yes.
Where they're literally
the
like,
day the Earth
what do we
stood
got?
still.
What we got? We got an astronaut helmet. We got a skull mask, and we got a gorilla suit. They're like, fine, then we got a movie.
Yeah, grab a camera. We'll shoot a movie.
Yeah.
The day the Earth stood still, the robot when he came out and down the ship, that was legendary. The makeup that they did for that bodysuit. He said he could only move so far and so little at a time. That was almost like slow motion filming going down that ramp because of how tight that costume was.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey guys, real quick, can you hang out? We got to take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Here's a little thing from our friends at Dunkin' Donuts.
Welcome to Java Jam, Battle of the Coffee Brand Bands.
This ain't the Dunkings. Where the hell are Matt and Tom?
Forget them suckers. Matt Damon and Tom Brady don't have the heart of a champion. We got a new squad, Dunkings sequel. Affleck and Belichick. Dunkings! A little more spirit on the, on the charge next time. All right. We got a fourth Dunking, too, coming. Oh, my God.
Hey, man.
Is that coffee? What are you doing in there?
I'm just trying to find the character.
We got to battle the barista buds.
I'm all in for Duncan.
You should have paid for Matt.
I told you that.
Dunking! About to get roasted! Like a dark seasonal roast with coriander and slight balsamic drizzle.
Sounds like what's in my garbage disposal.
See you, coach. How much to wait a half hour to get my name spelled wrong on the cup?
Nobody wants a goat milk double half calf soy milk cap. You could just brew it. It's beans and water.
Oh, damn.
Listen, Dunkin's for all of yous. America runs on Dunkin'.
It's your boy Snoop, and I just heard about an exciting live streaming channel happening here in Las Vegas, so please check out the Channel 12 TV network and enjoy their great programming, and tell them Snoop sent you.
I can't believe they let us back in this place. I can't believe they let us back in this place.
What, no good?
No.
Oh. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
So good. Oh, it is so.
This one's real.
Oh.
Now that is a sandwich. I'll have what she's having.
I'm going to buy some of that for my wife. I'm going to buy some of that for my wife. I'm going to get her some mayonnaise.
I got that in the fridge right now.
Oh. Louis, tell everybody a little about yourself. I mean, you in your art, makeup, and stuff like that. Tell us a little about yourself, buddy.
Take and do a little bit of all of it. We take and I get a hold to the Grim Reaper there and make him all kinds of pretty sometimes, and try to do a little something, give him a little eyebrows, a little face shape, a Well, flesh tones. It's hard to bring all that back.
He's a pretty man. He's a pretty man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, we don't go. I don't do pretty. But handsome will work with. How's that?
All right, he's a handsome man.
I like to do some creepy makeup art and make people just look dead.
There you go.
You do a great job of it.
Thank you, thank you.
He looks dead already.
He looks like
you got lots to work with. It's a great thing.
Yep.
It's like a big,
one of my favorite.
I don't get much call for makeup and things like that when I'm out in the woods hunting for werewolves. You know, got silver glitter and things like that just don't work. You got to find them just right. And just do their hair, their nails. It's a lot.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, have you ever tried to shave a werewolf? It ain't fun.
No, it ain't fun at all.
No, God help you if you nick them.
Yeah,
you're right.
Oh yeah, he'll get mad and rip your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no kind of survival or safety gear for that. It's you shave with a 10-foot pole and hope you hit the right spot.
Now I've just got an image of Lon Chaney wearing one of those cones.
You know something?
Go ahead.
I thought Lon Chaney was one of the best werewolves because today's werewolf, they all grow that face and it all breaks out and their bones all get crazy. And I'm thinking, well, if people would stop and think about these movies, their bones wouldn't go back after all their bones had broken and cracked.
Right.
Where Lon Chaney stayed a man.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the facial hair grow, the teeth would come up. He got that look, and it was more natural as a werewolf, and his feet would be hairy and his hands. But he still had that cool clothing on,
Yeah.
The closest you had to that kind of look where he had that natural and everything else like that, the only other movie I know of that ever did that kind of look was Wolf with Jack Nicholson, where he where he just had that natural face look where he had the teeth, the little bit of the teeth come in. But all the rest of him was just Wolf.
Yeah,
you're right. He did the same thing in Fury of the Wolfman.
No,
that's a good one. And the Wolfman.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Paul Dacey.
Yeah. What was
Fury of the Wolfman? Was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, he did like 17 of them. Werewolf meets Son of Rocky, all that shit.
Oh, I love that one.
I do too.
Have you seen the Jason Momoa movie where he plays Wolf? He plays the werewolf.
No.
Oh yeah, they got Mr. Atlantis. He's a werewolf in this movie, and it's called Wolf, and it takes place where they're on a ranch and a bunch of good old boys down there, and at night they go up in the mountains and turn into these werewolves. Now he was pretty good. I mean, his face didn't bulge out. He just got the real long teeth, and the face got a little muscular. But that was another movie that was pretty decent for him to play.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of wolf to piss off at once.
Oh, he is one big boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I like.
He is.
I'm. Wow, that has got to be the most buff werewolf I have ever heard of.
Yeah. You're just trying to Bob Ross that little picture up your mind now.
How big that dude is.
Yeah.
What is he like, 6'5"?
Yeah, he's a big old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the other werewolves he had with him on the back of the truck during the movie, they're all scrawny. He's like, da, 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 da. He's like super werewolf.
Looks like a werewolf who lives off creatine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take him out with silver bullets or a donut.
That Dunkin' commercial wouldn't have been good for him.
Yeah.
No, I watched the movie. I'm like, really?
I have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I have it all. If you want, I think I can send it to you on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Send it to you on a Dropbox. Professor, I can't get Professor out to save my ass today. Way too much coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Gilman, tell us a little about yourself, brother.
All right, so I am Professor Gilman from the Innsmouth Community College. I teach metaphysics when I have to, when they catch up to me. And I've been with Tennessee Macabre for a couple years now, and it's a lot of fun. I love movies. I love showing movies. Mostly this is field work for me though, for the university.
Well, I gotta ask you, who does your hair?
Oh,
Louis going, not me.
Somebody shoot that man.
Louis going, not me. I didn't do the hair.
I think Renfield gets a hold of him, sits there and picks a light, just makeup. Yeah, does a real good job on it.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him on one of your preview shows, when he came in, I'm like, is that a gray-haired Elvis?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was looking for him to come in. It's like, thank you very much.
Oh no, it's like, get off my lawn.
Speaking of old Elvis,
what?
Did you ever see Bubba Hotep?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That is great.
Yeah. You know, I've watched that movie like 3 or 4 times, and every time I watch it, I find something different in it.
Yeah.
It was VCR at the rental store, and I was like, okay, what's one thing I gotta pick a third thing to grab to get the discount? Bubba Hotep. We'll watch it, see what it is. Had no idea Bruce Willis was in it, and we pull it off there. Not Bruce, Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Right.
I get in trouble for that.
Oh yeah,
But,
Bruce Willis going to see you now.
Right. I had no idea that he was in it. Got home and surprised, and now it's on. I kept the tape.
First time I saw that, I saw it at a bar.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was sitting there and they were playing it over the bar, and I was like, wow, this is the weirdest movie I've ever seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm.
So they had good quality taste in movies there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was really screwy, Kennedy was a black guy.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm President Kennedy. I'm like, okay, did I just have a small stroke or way too much something I drank? Kennedy's a black guy. Elvis is
Bruce
Elvis,
Campbell.
I guess. And, Boba 10 is out in the water doing his thing, killing people. And I'm like, wow, this movie's way out there. Whoever came up with that movie was really lawn darting it.
Yeah. Swinging for the fences.
But it's good. It's well written, well shot. And sometimes you get these B movies that you hear about and you think, oh man, they didn't make that, did they? And then you watch it and it's like it's a gem. And
it's like
and I'm very upset about. I'm upset that Elvis never made a horror movie. I mean,
okay.
A lot of beach parties.
A lot of beach parties.
They could have been horrors.
Yeah, could have thrown a monster in there.
Yeah. You know who
you
surprised me is playing a werewolf was Michael Landon.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the best werewolves ever. Yeah.
The teenage werewolf. I'm like, whoa, little Joe just turned into a werewolf. What's this shit?
Right.
And then the guy who played Mike Brady, he also played a werewolf.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, he's not getting back to that family. The bunch is done. He's gonna hate them.
I never got the Brady Bunch. I never understood the appeal.
I hated it personally.
I when you're little, I was little, it was the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family. And
I love the Partridge Family. I mean,
I thought I was in love with Shirley Jones.
I was too.
What's Alice cooking next?
Huh?
I was always wondering what Alice was cooking next whenever we watched it.
But Alice was always cooking, but you never seen anybody really eating her food.
No, you didn't.
No.
And she was awful close to that butcher.
Oh yeah,
Sam the Butcher.
Stan the Butcher. That's right.
And she was always
Sam the Butcher because he's slipping Alice in meat.
Huh?
She was always out bowling with him.
Yeah.
Alice, are you going out with Sam tonight? Yeah, we're going bowling. I bet you're bowling, Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of great horror movies, and I've watched some of your stuff that you guys had on YouTube and other stations, and it's amazing to see old TV that people can start watching it, because a lot of those old movies were forgotten.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's some really bad ones like the tarantula, the giant, like really, or you see the movie with the prehistoric animals. They take a baby alligator and glue horns on him. Or you
The
got
giant Gila monster.
Yeah.
The
what was-
Gila monster. I will
What
not
was my
tolerate anyone
line? I
speaking
can't
yet.
remember it, about the big flying bird that was horrible.
The giant claw.
The
The
giant
giant
claw.
claw.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
Speaking of monsters, Valley of
Oh,
Guanji.
Guanji. That's an excellent movie.
It's a great one.
Excellent
Speaking of
movie.
prehistoric monsters, that's cowboys versus dinosaurs.
Yes. And wasn't that claymation done by, I can't think of his name.
Harryhausen.
Harryhausen. Yeah, Ray Harryhausen.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Same one did Clash of the Titans and Jason and the Agronauts and all them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, that's a man right there, folks. He
could make
a dinosaur move frame by frame. You're a hell of a man.
He's got a museum. I'm not sure where it's at, but he's got a museum of his work and things like that, where you can go in there and see all the work that he did and some of the figurines from the movies.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yep.
I've been in a few movies. Did you guys see the last King Kong movie, the gorilla and the King Kong movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't me. Anyways.
Godzilla versus Kong, New Empire. That was a wild trip.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That movie script was written in crayon, I guarantee you.
And that's what I'm saying. These new movies that come out, they're just not like they used to be.
No.
And I'm so tickled to death to have you guys bringing old TV back, especially bringing it to Channel 12. Channel 12 TV network needs this. I mean, I've had Elvira and we've seen Svengoolie, but they bring back movies that I don't know. Your movies, you guys pick out your movies that they're well done. They're not that really.
One of the things that we do when we started this, we all grew up watching local horror hosts. And our local horror host, ironically, finished his career on Channel 12 out of Chattanooga.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His name was
What an omen, huh?
His name was
What
Dr.
an omen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
12 and 12. What an omen.
12 and 12. But I like the quality of movies that he would pick and the quality and the type of movies that they would show. I don't have a problem in the world with the stuff that Elvira did, but a lot of it was made specifically for Elvira, and it was more modern. It was more horror comedy than anything else. What we like to show are the original classics from back in the day that you would see at the drive-in theater, or in the 70s you'd watch it on ABC's Movie of the Week right before Halloween.
Saturday Night Video.
That's the kind of stuff that we like to show. That's just how we roll, man.
And that's what I was trying to get out and say to you guys. You guys pick out really good movies that, like I said, Elvira's got those comedy kind of horrors. Like, and I can watch about 20 minutes and I wait for her to come back on and I leave.
Yeah.
And Svengoolie, he's got Svengoolie, who I know from Berwyn, Illinois, which I've lived there for a while. He picks out like Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Good movies with good actors. But Abbott and Costello, great actors, and look what they had in that movie. You had Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney, and
all your original monsters.
Yeah.
The one that played Frankenstein, Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boris Karloff.
Great actors, and they brought them all together in one movie. Even though it said just Frankenstein, they gave you that little extra.
Yeah. One of the things that we really love here at Tennessee Macabre, we love Mexican horror.
I love Mexican horror. Love it.
And one of the hallmarks of Mexican horror you take a luchador, El Santo, or
Viva El Santo.
and
or Mel Mascaras,
or Mil Mascaras, and they
and the
throw
vampire midgets.
they throw everything but the kitchen sink at them, and they fight
Yeah.
vampires, and they fight zombies, and they fight Franken salad or whatever they call him in the movie, and it's just a really good time.
It is a great time.
Yeah.
And we love.
I was in
love
Mexico.
doing those.
I was in Mexico. I learned how to wrestle down there, lucha libre, and being a wrestler in the United States, and I wrestled Mil Mascaras and a bunch of them down there. And TV down there is a whole lot different than TV here.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch your soap operas, I don't understand a lot of Spanish, but in our soap operas, if you get killed today, it takes you a month to die before they take you off the show. There, they kill you, boom, you're gone. You don't see that person.
Yeah.
The sex. You see the girl undressing. You see, the breast. You see this. Our movies are kind of, you see the blanket. Their TV down there is totally
this
different.
is fun. Yay.
Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness. Mexican is like, look at this. I'm going to tell your wife. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like in the that's like in the Godard movie where the lady they finish making love and she's holding the sheet up to her neck and he goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Pretending I'm in an American movie." And she drops the sheet,
I love it.
Well, it's like we have a studio now out of the UK that makes us movies for Channel 12. And I've got a lady over there, Channel 12, we got a studio there for movies, and now they're going to be doing their own talk show from the UK. Mm-hmm. And she said, I had her on one of my shows, and she goes, "Could you play those commercials again?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You got movie stars in your commercials." I'm like, "Well, don't you?" She goes, "No."
Yeah.
So I start watching BBC commercials. Oh my God, they leave nothing to the imagination. You can't even show their commercials here. I mean, I can on my show, but you couldn't watch it on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Benny Hill.
One of my
You guys ever
favorite
watch
commercials.
Benny Hill? If you watch the BBC Benny Hill, it's a lot different than what we see here.
Absolutely.
Benny Hill's been
I love
cut
Benny
from there.
Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was tits and ass everywhere, and that's in England. But here, cut it out, and splice and.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite commercials I found out about accident. I have this Russian friend of mine. He says, "Here, I want to show you some of our commercials for the Olympics." And when it was the Trojan Olympics. And it was, okay, there's this guy. He's this big, huge muscle guy standing at the end of the lane. And this woman, she comes along, she hits the jump board, does 5 or 6 twists and jumps and does down the springboard down the row there. And all of a sudden she lands and mounts and lands right on top of the guy. And you see the judge is sitting over there and the guy, he's sitting there straining, trying to hold her. And all she's doing is got her legs wrapped around his crotch and stand there in a pose. And it's Trojan condoms. Official sponsor of the Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah, we need commercials like that here.
Yes, we do. If you have commercials like that, you don't need a movie.
That's right. Exactly. I was watching, the condom commercials like you see on TV. Oh, he likes it when it's this and that, There, the girl rips out the condom. She rips it with her teeth. She slaps it on his schlong, and she goes, "I'm ready." I'm like, they just showed this guy's junk on TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's but then it's just a matter of what's normalized.
Yeah.
Like when I was over in Eastern Europe, they were selling smut in the newspaper stands.
Yeah.
They were just like, they're like, and you'd be like, oh, that they're like, yeah, they don't sell it to kids. I'm like, but they can still see it.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
the back room of the video stores when the curtain was cracked.
Actually, in Chicago, like in Berwyn and Cicero, the towns I used to live in, they actually got newsstands on the corners.
Mm-hmm.
And they sell newspapers, but they have all the Playboy magazines with all the girls. And then the churches started bitching because the kids walk home from school Well, what kids walking home from school, mostly high school kids, ain't like they've seen this before. So they made them put brown around to see was their heads. You know, on the front magazine, you couldn't see the girl, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, most of these kids already own those magazines. You can't be showing that these kids, little kids ain't crossing the street on main highways. That ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
You know, they try to hide it all in TV but yeah, Chicago has magazine companies. I mean, little wooden newsstands, and you can buy DVDs,
cool.
you can buy porn magazines, you can get the race forums. You know, you can buy it all there on the corners. And to me, I thought it was a great idea, and they make a lot of money.
Yep.
And they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
There you go.
So now that you guys are stars, big movie stars, and and what is the goal for the team here?
We just like bringing people movies.
Yeah.
You know, we like.
I get to sit and watch movies with my friends. We talk and comment about it. And I get to say all the horrible crap about the movie that I've always wanted to say to somebody else, and they have to listen. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes. We want to share as many, like you said, a lot of folks, particularly a lot of the younger folks, haven't seen these movies. And we want to share them with the next generation so they can learn to love them too.
Absolutely.
So this is movie making before AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you show
this
estate.
zombie was made with Elmer's glue, toilet paper, and all the sweet sugary fake blood that you can make. And you don't have you don't get a lot of that. You get green screens nowadays, and you get big action scenes and full body suit prosthetics that are made weeks and months out. Some of these movies here were made in a week, were made in 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, that they've had time to get all this stuff together to do it. And it's something they need to know.
Lon Chaney, we were talking about the Wolfman earlier. Lon Chaney would spend 3-4 hours in a makeup chair.
Yes.
Getting ready. And he bought Jack Pierce a birthday card, and inside it said, "Happy birthday to the goddamnedest sadist I've ever met in my life."
Oh shit.
Jack Pierce was his makeup man, and he would be stuck in that chair for 4 hours a day getting in, and then of course he's going to be stuck in it 3 or 4 hours getting out of makeup as well. And people don't realize what it took to make some of these old movies. And there's also something to be said for the skill of the writers who put these movies together without the green screens and without the special effects.
Yes.
There's a quality of writing that you don't see now.
They had to come up and set those scenes and those stories, and then put the background to that story for it to make it out to be what it was.
Exactly.
Well, like the Lon Chaney movies, when he turned into werewolf, he always came out behind the same tree.
Yeah.
and the gypsy would drive down that same. I don't care what it was. It was always the same wood, same tree. He would hide behind the same tree on the ground.
Yep.
It was no matter what movie, they had the same scenery.
Yes.
Which a lot of people didn't realize. I mean, I look at stuff like that, but again, and check this out. He would be in a suit and tie, and he'd rip off his tie. But when he was a werewolf, he had gray pants on and that shirt.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's the only clothes that shredded
before he jumped out the window. Well, my shoes don't fit, so I'm gonna take these socks off and I'm gonna put these pants on. He always had the same
He fell
shirt
through a clothesline on the way down.
Yeah, Speaking
I remember
of things
seeing that in
falling-
old comic books, stuff like Bugs Bunny jump out the top story of the Chicago, big high 15-story building, hit that clothesline on the way down. He changed clothes on the way down, be in a suit by the time he got to the ground,
Yeah. Speaking of things falling to the ground, check this out.
coming down. What are we gonna do, Grim?
Gotta love this. Shoot it, Grim.
Well, you wanted him down. There's always a practical solution to any problem.
That is very true. That is very true.
I watched that. I watched that. When you picked up that rock, I'm going, no. Yeah. Okay. And then,
Graham, do you still have the rock?
I still have the rock. Yes. And you know, that was Ravinia and Dead John, who couldn't be here today. They are still with the show. And you will be enjoying their presence very soon.
I think they still recovering from filming with the Twins of Evil, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Dead John got a little frisky with things.
Dead John had a little bit more of the Twins than he could handle.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a innuendo.
We don't know if it was in the window, in the bed, or where it was at.
But he sure was somewhere.
Yeah, it was somewhere. I don't know, but he was in the window on that one. Oh my God. I laughed so hard when I go, no. Yeah, he threw that rock and I was waiting for the next spot, and then he's laying on the ground. I'm like, that's hilarious. I love that. I said, that is cool as hell. Oh my Lord. I laughed. You guys do some awesome TV stuff. I hope everybody's out here watching today, sees this, needs to know that you guys are masters of what you do and the TV shows that you guys bring. Really.
Yes.
Because the movies you guys bring are a lot better than Elvira. You're kind of a little above Svengoolie a little sometimes, because he brings out some pretty decent movies, and he's got some really bad movies.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have a stinker in there every now and then.
Every once in a while.
It's traditional.
Sometimes stinkers are fun. They're just fun.
Yeah.
Slip it in real quiet like, and you get by with it.
That's what I told her. But sometimes.
That's what I told her. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Just sometimes it's good to watch one of those movies because you look at it and you go, God, this guy actually got the funding to make this. All $26.
And that's it. Back then, you can make a movie for $20, $100. $1,000 was big time money.
Oh, yeah.
Millions.
Yes. One of my favorite movies is The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Oh, yes.
And the backstory on that is the guy that plays the doctor is the guy that produced the movie. And he borrowed the money from the mafia, from a loan shark.
Really?
And I mean, it was, 20 some odd, I think it seems like it was $26,000 that he borrowed, which at that time was a heck of a lot of money. And he couldn't pay it back. And he ultimately committed suicide because the loan sharks were going to get him.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of dark, but that's what it was,
Well, I heard, now maybe you guys could back this up. That movie, The Brain That Couldn't Die, is the same brain they used in one of the Star Trek episodes.
Actually, you're thinking of the brain from Planet Eros.
Yeah,
and you're absolutely right. That what it was. The Brain That Wouldn't Die is Jan in the Pan, and the doctor, his girlfriend gets her head decapitated in a car accident, and he rushes it home, and he keeps it alive in a pan. And he goes out body shopping at all the strip joints in LA to find a body to match his girlfriend's head. It doesn't end well.
Yeah. Normally they don't.
Yeah.
No. It's like when they made The Bride of Frankenstein. She was not hep to what was going on with the big green guy.
Absolutely not.
No.
She was not down with it.
I think he might have been barking up the wrong tree in the first place, but that's another discussion.
Oh yeah. The backstory on that is incredibly famous. And that one and another one, The Ghoul, I think are both related. And there's a lot of things in there that wasn't intended for the general audience to understand.
Yeah. A lot of innuendo.
Yes, yes.
Now I got to ask you, are you guys going to show the movie The Gargoyles?
Sure, we can show
Yeah,
that.
we should.
That is one of my favorite movies. A couple of guys I work with here at the station, are they going to play Gargoyles? I'm like, I'll ask, you know.
We
play Gargoyles.
We got it on our YouTube channel. It's one we did a few years ago, but we can revisit it and do it specifically for Channel 12.
Yeah,
we would love to see that.
I have not seen it. I think I would that would be quite enjoyable for us to get and watch it. And
it's a great little flick.
It really is. It's really a good movie. It's done with claymations too, ain't it? If I'm not mistaken.
I think those are actually bodysuits.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually bodysuits. Now, the scene that you showed with The Rock, that's actually from our show Gargoyles, where we hosted Gargoyles.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
now I get why Dead John was sitting on the roof.
That's it.
Yeah. He was dead on the roof.
Yeah.
Guys, they're asking me questions here. I want to know, how did you guys all get together? How did you guys become the team that you are?
Okay. Well, I started the show about 10 years ago with my ex-wife and a friend of mine named Neil Privet. Neil's no longer with the show. And I met Blake. I actually met his friend's wife.
Yeah.
And she makes coffee. I was telling you a little bit about her coffee business the other night. And they were doing Project Pulp Fiction project. And I wrote for them some, and that's how I got to know Blake. And Blake was just really excited about the show, so I invited him on.
Yeah, I grew up on horror hosting, love horror hosting, so wanted to do it.
Yeah. And then a few years later, I met Louie at FrankenCon, I think. No, CreepyCon in Knoxville. And we met several times, and I asked, he said something about if we ever needed anybody to help with makeup or do, and we had a guy that was supposed to show up that had written a character, Louie, and he called us about 2 hours before the time to do the show and said he couldn't make it. And we were going to go home, and I said, you know what? Let's just call Jason. And we called Jason. He came down. He came from all the way across the state. He said, I'll be there, and he came all the way across the state of Tennessee to where we were at and filmed Moon of the Wolf.
Oh, that's good.
And, he's been with us ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was up there at FrankenCon. They were doing all the movie shorts and all the people doing their filming things. And I believe I was one of the judges at the costume contest they had up there. And you was doing the hosting for it too when we took and got to talking.
I forgot about that. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So what made you guys want all to get together? Because there's 5 of you, correct?
Yeah.
What
there may be some
five
more to with this team.
Yeah, a few behind the scenes.
What brought the 5 of you? What brought you the 5 of you together to say, "Hey, let's do this"?
Yeah.
Whose idea was it?
That'd be me.
Graham called and said, "Hey, would you like to do this and be part of it?" And said, "Sure, here I am."
Yep.
Yeah,
I had always wanted to do this. And, this is a story I tell. 30 years ago, we couldn't have done this.
Right.
Because you had to have, to have any kind of quality, you had to have a camera that was too expensive to buy for the home. And, they were big, they were bulky. The editing you had to do by manually cutting and splicing film. We could not have done that 30 years ago. By the time that I got it in my mind that this was really what I wanted to do, the technology was there where we could buy a relatively inexpensive camera and edit on the computer. And that's what TJ did. TJ does a lot of our camera work and was originally did our editing. And she figured out how to edit from scratch, had no idea how to edit. And that's how we got the show off the ground. Neil and I would sit in front of the screen. I would go out, and another aspect of this that never gets discussed because it's not sexy, unlike me, we would, we had to have some money to make the show work. So I would go out and do the sales. Neil would write, and Tracy handled the technical end of editing and shooting the film. And it just grew from there.
Well, today, I've been in the TV business a long time. I used to go out and shoot a lot of on the air, live stuff for the networks.
Uh-huh.
And the guys got these big old cameras, and in school I took up movie editing. You go through the reel, cut, splice, glue, cut, splice, tape. Erase a frame out, put popcorn in there, which you can't do anymore.
Right.
We did all this crazy stuff, and then. Today, you can get just as great a movie from your cell phone that you can from a $2,000-$3,000 camera.
Absolutely.
And I get a lot of movies here at Channel 12 in my mailbox. They're good movies and they're shot on telephones.
Yeah.
Got a friend of mine who does film competitions here in Knoxville, and he's the main cameraman on the thing. He's the producer, he's the director and the editor of all that. And he walks around and films the whole entire thing on his cell phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
As he walks around, moves, he gets all the shots. All right, redo that scene again. I'm going to move to a second position. He'll move over to another position and film it from his phone the same way at a different angle. And then we'll redo it again. And then he'll take them 3 cuts, cut and edit, and splice it together and make what the scene he wants. But it's all on his phone.
Wow. Technology has democratized access to performance, like it used to be.
Put the tools and the power in the hands of those like us to do with it as we want.
Now, whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know.
Well, I have an LG 70-inch TV. Yeah, I have surround sound on it, and there's some of the movies I can actually clip. So when I'm watching a movie, let's say the car's coming this way, I can hit it and you'll see the car going that way.
Wow.
It's got all 3 shots. The TV allows me to do that with a picture in the picture of the movie. And what's really weird, I used to have the surround sounds, the speakers all up around my, on the ceilings and stuff. And you'd hear a bird chirping, and you're going, where the hell is that bird coming from? Because you're hearing, on the TV you didn't hear, but surround sound you would. The TV I have now is an LG, and I'm giving them a big plug here because not only do I get 1,147 channels, which I don't need cable, which is awesome.
Right.
But they got their own channels and stuff. But the surround sound on their TVs gives me the same thing that I used to put in my house and spend $1,000 for speakers. I'm getting the same thing off my TV. You hear that bird, you're like, I'm still looking around for the damn bird. Like, is there a bird loose in the house?
Yeah.
It's still good. I mean, technology has come so far.
Yes, it has.
And like I said, the old movies are great. I love them. The new movies today, like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Before they used to have to put the outfits on. Now they're in green screen uniforms, running around, and they shoot the monkey imposed on them, so the mouth moves, the eyes move.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot of money. But I love the old movies because it didn't cost a lot.
It didn't cost a lot, and you had Chuck.
Are you kidding me? You know how much latex is? It's expensive. Here are we going to do a whole latex bodysuit and everything of you being this goblin or gargoyle or whatever. Yeah, talk about being the sadist. You spend 4 hours in that suit covered in latex. You peel it off, you sweat. Oh.
I grew up watching those, the Planet of the Apes movies on TV. And
yeah.
I remember I was absolutely terrified of Planet of the Apes. I was probably 5, 6 years old. And the reason I was terrified, I would hear the news coming out of Vietnam, and they were talking about guerrilla warfare.
Oh, God.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'd watch Planet of the Apes, and I'm like, I knew it wasn't real, but they're talking about guerrilla warfare on the news. This has got to be bad, folks.
Well, the Planet of the Apes movie was actually written out of the diaries of Stalin, Joseph Stalin.
I did not know that,
because he was trying to inject human gorilla semen into females, trying to make the perfect soldier.
Yeah, humanity.
Yeah, and it didn't work. And someone said, "Hey, Planet of the Apes," and then then they went into back in the time, and now you had these apes with their mouths. How you doing? I'm doing okay, Xander. Just a little bit. The mouths would move. Today, their mouths. I mean, they're moving well, but AI has come a long way.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to see, Planet of the Apes versus Planet of the Apes today, you're going. It's almost hard to watch the originals.
Yeah.
Oh, I still love the originals.
I do too.
I do too. But it's like, all their hands were just hair.
Mm-hmm.
The hands were monkey, their face and their feet. And the new Planet of the Apes, their whole body is monkeyed.
Yeah.
You see them walking around, and it's just like, wow, was TV really that bad?
Oh, yeah.
But, it's like a sliding scale. The worse the TV is, a lot of times, not always, the better the writing was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
you got also,
those are well-written movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You also know that some of these stinkers and how bad these movies were, they were also the inspiration for the dream to create the movies we have now.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
And if
they
you
thought,
look
I see this. I like this story. I like the writing. We can do this better. Here we go.
Yeah.
And without Planet of the Apes, you don't get any of the new modern, I don't know. It's Planet of the Apes was, to me, groundbreaking.
It was groundbreaking. It was the beginning. Well, you had a couple of great things that happened there in the same time spot. Same time period. You have Planet of the Apes, which really hits big at the movie theaters, and then you have Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's on TV. And then 6 years later, you get Star Wars. And so that really changed the entertainment industry in the United States.
What was the
at this time? That Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, I Dream of Jeannie. There was one more in there I can't remember. They were all the first shows at this time period to start showing a woman's navel.
Yep.
After a while, they made Barbara Eden hide her navel.
Yeah.
I know Barbara Eden. I met her a few times, and I said,
wonderful person.
I used to watch you just for your boobs and your navel.
Yeah.
And she said, what? I said,
I got to meet her at
up there.
I got to meet her at a show in Knoxville. I was doing security for the show. I was one of the escorts helping the celebrities come to their tables. And as we got there, I only had one question I wanted to ask her. I walked up there and she was signing autographs and things. Which bottle was the best one to smoke out of? She lost it. She didn't know what to say to me.
And now they sell different color versions of her bottle. You buy them at Walmart. But the bottle she had, if you ever seen the movie clips, it was a big, she would walk up a ramp or steps to get into her bottle, and it was just a movie set they would shoot her in. And I said to her, I said, so is the bottle that tight? She goes, tight. She goes, I can hold a party in that thing. It just, she said it was huge. It was one of the hugest set she worked on when she was on the whole show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
said because the bottle was huge.
I actually met Larry Hagman. And while I would have rather met Barbara Eden, Larry Hagman was a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, I didn't appreciate it. I don't know if any of you remember a theme park called Opryland that they had in Nashville.
Yes, been there several times.
Yeah.
Okay. And we went up to Opryland. I think it was the summer that JR got shot on Dallas. And Larry Hagman was out doing promotional tours for it. And we went up there to meet him and got caught in traffic on the way, you know. And I didn't care anything about meeting Larry Hagman. I wanted to ride rides, you know. And he saw us walk in and everybody was leaving. And he said, "Hey, did y'all come to see me?" And we said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, come over here and sit on this hay bale, you know." And him and Dad sat down on a hay bale. And of course, Dad had a half pint of Jack Daniels, and Larry Hagman sniffed it out, I think. And so pretty soon they were sitting on a hay bale getting drunk.
I met Barbara Eden. She owned a like a housing project in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I met her. She was in there eating dinner with some other woman, and my band was playing. And I said, "I gotta ask you a question. Are you Barbara Eden?" She goes, "Do you think I am?" I said, "Well, no, I hope you're I Dream of Jeannie because I need a wish." She goes, "Well, sit down and let me know what your wish is." Well, I started laughing. So we ate dinner. We all ate dinner together, and then we were out listening to the band. And I said, "Would you like to dance? I've never danced with a genie." She goes, "Sure." So someone took a picture of us.
Yeah.
And I said, "Really quick, go like this and blink me. I'll jump out of the picture." So she went like this, she blinked, and I jumped out of the next picture and took a picture, and she's standing there alone. Well, everybody thought it was cool that she did that.
Yeah.
Super, super nice lady.
Yeah.
I danced with her a few times, and we'd be sitting there eating what the hell? We're eating mushrooms and onion rings and stuff like that. You know, she goes, "Watch." Ding. And start laughing. And I said, "I'm gonna use that in my next magic act because I do magic." She goes, "I can do it again." She goes, "Watch." And it was just super, super funny.
You know, my favorite Barbara Eden, though, I love I Dream of Jeannie, but my favorite Barbara Eden is what's the name of about the high school? Came from a song.
Harper Valley PTA.
Harper Valley PTA. I love that movie.
Yes, it was a
They
good
made
movie.
a movie out of Harper Valley PTA.
I got the song in my head now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on, I want to tell a story about a Harper Valley widow. I had a teenage daughter. Yeah.
I actually interviewed Jeannie C. Riley a few years ago. Nice
Oh
lady.
my Lord! I've been trying to get her on my show, and I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah. A mutual friend that I worked with at the radio station put her on the air. I don't know how he got her number, and I did like a 30-minute interview with her. I mean, she was terrific.
You know, I grew up in country music, and I've been trying to get her on my show. Bob Cherry, who is one of the best Elvis impersonators you've ever seen. I talked to him the other night for 2 hours and 40 minutes on the phone. Watch Bob Cherry. This guy, I swear to God, Elvis had plastic surgery and he's still alive. This guy, when he sweats, he wipes his nose, he does his chin, he does his scarves, he does his hands, he walks, he talks. He's Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Off stage, he was just himself. And I said, Bill, he goes, a lot of makeup. I said, dude, tell me the truth. Are you Elvis just had plastic surgery? He goes, no, Rain, I swear. And I said to him, I says, Jeannie C. Riley, I'm trying to get on my show. And he says, why? I said, because she did a talk show the other day, and she said that she has talked to Elvis Presley lately.
Wow.
And she says, only a few of us had talked to him. And he goes, no, Elvis is dead. You know, him and I had discussion about Elvis being alive and being dead. But she was on a talk show, and she said she had talked to Elvis Presley a few weeks before she did that show.
Right. Right. And I know that they were close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Was Elvis in the nursing home fighting an Egyptian god?
No. I almost got to see Elvis about a month ago.
Oh wow!
But the shovel broke.
They say I'm a better singer than Elvis because he's not singing much anymore.
No, Frank Sinatra was alive today. You know what he'd be doing, don't you?
What?
Picking at his coffin.
Have I ever shown you my Elvis impersonation?
What's that?
Yeah, show me your Elvis impersonation.
Give me Elvis box.
I do stand-up comedy. I'm probably going to get thrown off the air for this. But
Yeah.
I said, have you ever seen my impersonation of Abraham Lincoln? Nobody goes, no. I go. So I said to the lady, she's in there laughing, and they were throwing out names. The lady said, someone said Kennedy, and I went. The place stood up and went nuts. I'm thinking, you're a bunch of morbid sons of bitches in this room.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. And people clapping. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it takes all kinds.
Yes,
guys, I've had such a great time. I am so glad you guys came to Channel 12 TV Network. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to bring. Any given time, you guys want to come back as a guest or you want to be on any of the other shows at Channel 12, you are welcome to everything and anything. We want you to be a part of the Channel 12 Family Network and Family Guys.
Thank you very much.
Remember, he invited us.
Yeah. It's like a vampire once we get in.
Right.
There's no getting rid of us.
Louis, you just bring the makeup because I got to look a lot younger.
I told you, I don't do pretty. So you'll fit right in.
So actually, you're a beautician, not a magician. You guys,
I got me
awesome.
some toilet paper and Elmer's glue. We'll get you fixed up.
Whoa! Now, let's don't go to the toilet paper. I had too many experiences with toilet paper. That's another show. That's another show, guys. Real quick, we're like 12:15 in, and we can go another 30 minutes. I don't care. I just want to keep you guys from whatever you guys are busy doing.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell everybody where they can find you at when you're not doing the shows? Any of your websites, or they want to talk to you or write to you?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant where they could physically find us. There's a bar down on Cedar Avenue. That's where I'm usually at.
Yeah. McCracken?
Yeah.
Good place.
I have this website that you can pay to see,
You got to be a fan.
So do I. I got a whole channel full of them. It's $9.99 a month, no contracts. You can cancel anytime. If you want to see this show and other great shows we have, subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. And if you want to get in touch with Tennessee Macabre, it's real simple. TennesseeMacabre@gmail.com. You can find us online on our website at just TennesseeMacabre.com. You can find us on YouTube at Tennessee Macabre 8865. And of course, if you like the show, go to our Patreon /Tennessee Macabre and become sponsors.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, if someone wants to see a movie that they haven't seen in years, they can email you, right? And you guys can maybe see what you can do to get that up.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We can't make any promises. Some movies are difficult to get. Some movies we can't show. But you can email us, and we will do our best to get it on the air.
Absolutely.
And if anybody out there wants to see a movie that you want to watch, just send a love offering, and they'll make sure they can get that movie up there.
That's right. That's right. Send us a love offering, and we'll get it on.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll get it on anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, look, we need some love offerings. You know what I'm saying? Hold us just like we do in church.
Yeah.
Louis, I got to tell you something, Louis. I'm digging the shirt, bro.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. She did the color work and did all the tie-dye on it, and I did the airbrush on it, put the planets and stars in it.
I kind of got this working with your shirt. Can you see the background?
Right?
That's cool.
It's cool.
Here, we'll give you that one. That's really tie-dyed out.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that.
All right.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Since you like that one, we're going to leave that one up for the rest of the show. That'll just make my eyes go bad. Anyways, Louis, is there any way they can get a hold of you if someone needs, wants to talk to you or?
Tennessee Macabre is the best way to get hold to me. Also, Twisted Hippie Goods does the tie dye and is one of the sponsors with Tennessee Macabre. Get hold to their website. Go to their website. It's twistedhippie.com. I think is what it is. If not, I'll update it later.
Gilman, where can people find you when you're not doing the monster movies here?
I play in a band, and
really,
that's probably the best way to get a hold of me is Blood Oaks. Blood Oaks is the name of the band. It's bloodoaksmusic@gmail.com. And you can check us out on Spotify and stuff. Huh?
What kind of music do y'all play?
Cowpunk.
Cowpunk?
Yeah, like revved up, high energy country.
Never heard it.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of like hardcore punk and old school outlaw country.
Well, I'll tell you what, here at WROK, can't even tell my own station, WROK Radio FM, we do take a lot of independent music. So if you guys got something you like to put up on the air, which goes out worldwide, just like Channel 12 does, send me a copy of it. And matter of fact, I'll give you a little banner here so everybody will know where you can find me at. You can send it to this address right here, Channel 12 TV Network, Las Vegas at gmail.com. And I'll be more than happy to put your music up for you, play it on the air, and let people hear it because I play all genres on it. I play country, oldies, 80s, gospel. It's all mixed into one thing. I just don't stick to one genre. So it's a little of everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And I would love to hear it because music is music. I'm into it. And Sean Reed says he has a question. Sean, what's your question? As we're waiting for Sean to put his question up. Yeah, we're waiting on the question. Go ahead, Sean. Drop it in there. Where was I going with this? Oh, I know I was going with this. We have a radio station. Channel 12 is also streamed all over the world. If you would like to see us on Channel 12, we do have many, many, many websites. Actually, there's TV stations. These are the stations we do own. Android, iPhone, Roku, Google TV, Chromecast, Apple TV, Fire Stick, and Android. You'll all be able to see each and every one of these guys' movies. Might catch him on here doing another talk show. We did this live today so all their fans can see where they're going. And these guys have been absolutely awesome. And I'm still waiting on that question. So I don't know if Sean's still here or not. But you guys are awesome. I can't wait.
Thank you.
I got a quick question for you. What did you ever used to wrestle up around Knoxville?
I wrestled all over the United States and around the world, basically. I was Ravishing Randy with the Midnight Express, and I used to be. Remember Gordon Soley?
Yeah.
With Rick Flair, yeah. I was
Bob,
part of the
Bob Bullet Armstrong wrestled out.
Oh yeah, the Armstrongs, yeah, the Four Horsemen, all those guys.
Chief Bull Moose, you know him?
Yes, and Mick Foley used to be wrestled out there with us when he was Mankind and the Andersons and the Rock and Roll Express and all those guys. Yeah.
Moondog and all them. Yeah.
Those guys were out on their own world on the moon, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I used to wrestle Mr. Fuji's gym for a little while when he was here in Knoxville.
Really? Well, we'll go backstage in a minute and talk about that. Yeah, because you got to keep some secrets in the back here.
Yeah,
guys, it has been my pleasure. When are you guys planning to come to? When can we see the first movie and the first show of you guys coming to Channel 12 TV Network?
We are going to shoot next week, and we're going to kick off our reign of terror on Channel 12 with Night of the Living Dead.
Wow.
Because
Romero.
That's the way you kick off a reign of terror.
Is it the original, very first one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man,
so
and all.
I've got a story about Romero. Scarefest, Kentucky. We're up there, and I was working for a haunted house here in Knoxville, and they took us all up there as part of the end of the season, celebrate. You know, we all worked hard. We got done a good job. They took us up there as part of the party. We're there. Romero is one of the guest speakers at this convention. I'm there to see him because of Night of the Living Dead and all his wonderful movies, all his zombie work. Everything has been inspiration. We're there. There's a huge line. You know, it's like an hour and a half wait to get up there and see him. So we decided to go out to the table, get us something to eat before we get in line and go see Romero. It's me, it's the ex, and two of our friends were there. We done got our food. We'll go back. We sit at the table. We're sitting there at the table. Forgot ketchup, forgot salt. Okay, let me get everything. I'll be right back. I go up there to get everything. I grab everything off the little station there, and as I turn around, I bump this guy with his tray. Knocked the tray out of his hand. No idea who it is. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I get down on my knees and I'm picking stuff up. And he says, it's all right. Let me help you. And I look up, and when I look up, I'm face to face with George Romero.
Wow. What a way to meet a guy.
I couldn't move. I couldn't say anything. I just had took and knocked I was the bully that knocked the plate out of George Romero's hand. That's all I could think of. We got to pick everything. I got everything picked up. I still couldn't talk to him. He realized what was going on. He says, it's all right. We're okay. Where are you sitting at? He come over and sit down at the table with us. And we sit there at the table and have dinner with George Romero at Scarefest. And that's my big famous.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. That is cool as hell.
Yeah. And that was luck. We sat there and we talked nothing but zombies. Everybody at the table just shut up and let us talk with zombies.
Well, the original Night of the Living Dead is nothing like today's.
No.
Yeah. And then they really look more dead back then than they do today.
Yeah. I think
today they look like they belong in a Michael Jackson video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally different world.
Totally different world.
It's the upgrade and the new quality of makeup. It's changed the look of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, it really has. It's changed the Night of the Living Dead. The old one, like I said, I give you guys kudos. I can't wait. I tell you what, I'm going to be the first one on when you guys. I'm going to watch it from the studio while you guys are recording it. That's one of my favorite movies. I can't wait for you guys to get here. I know you're busy and you got things going, but man, this is going to be such a treat and such a joy to have the five of you in one station watching these movies. Dude, I went and got the big butter popcorn thing already. I'm ready to rock and roll with you guys.
There you go.
I might even get some of that. I might get some of that stuff that Reaper's drink in there to go with it. Who knows?
It's fantastic stuff. Just order it from Murfreesboro.
It's got one creepy
mason jar,
one dry lemon in it, and 3 shots of vodka, and then whatever spring water you poured in.
Water.
Water.
Now this is spring. This is spring water from Tennessee. It's got Everclear, vermouth, and a few other things in it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's spring water.
That's different. Yes.
Nobody makes spring water like Tennessee.
You got that straight.
Lordy.
That water comes out of that mountain just pure and clear and dirty. We got to put it through them copper pipes and filter it.
I know. I remember seeing it when I was a kid. Some of my family's from Tennessee, and I said, "That water, what are you doing with those pipes?" I said, "Purifying it."
Yeah. We turn your water into wine. We had a Sunday meeting.
I remember when I was in Tennessee and I was sick, my granddad said, "Here, take some drink of the spring water." Ooh, temperature was gone, and I'm like, zippity doo dah. I'm out on the front porch,
These old boys up in Orm Holler, they bought what's called a silver cloud steel. And a silver cloud steel is about a 500-gallon stainless steel, and it's fired by natural gas that they can haul up. They started becoming popular when you could buy bottled propane. Right. And so these old boys, they were enterprising, but they weren't the brightest bulbs in the box. And they hooked up their propane and they tried to light it, and it wouldn't light. And one of them went down and bent over with a cigarette in his mouth and was working on the gas line. But when he did that, the propane bottle exploded, and they said everybody in Orm Holler could see this column of blue flame on the side of the mountain, and everybody knew what they were doing. Well, that Sunday they went into church, no eyebrows, no facial hair, face just bare and shiny where everything got burned off. And the preacher looked at them and smiled and started preaching a sermon on Moses and the pillar of fire.
I wonder if he's talking about us. How did he know what we were doing? Oh, that's just too much. Gentlemen, once again, it's been great. I'll see you guys in the green room. Please don't leave. I want to talk to you in the green room, and we'll be right back in the green room. I want to thank everybody here at Channel 12 TV Network. You can subscribe today to Channel 12 for $9.99. No contracts, cancel at any time. Check out our radio station at WROK Radio FM. We have great talk shows, great movies, and now we got some classics with these guys. This is going to be super, over the, I'm going to say, now I'll say freaking over the top. I won't even use the F word today. I'm trying to be biblical because I'm going to get me some of that Tennessee water.
There you go.
And with that, God bless America. God bless everybody. We hope you enjoyed the show. Join us on channel12tvnetwork.com. channel12tvnetwork.nowcast.cc. You can join, subscribe today to watch all our show. And by the way, we brought the old-timey cartoons back. The Looney Tunes, Spider-Man. We brought back Looney Tunes, Spider-Man, and Bugs Bunny. Tom and Jerry. So we got a lot of some of the great, and Gray Babe.
I love Gray Babe.
Yeah, Gray Babe. So we got a lot of things going on here at Channel 12. And we got the NCI guys who are the North Carolina investigators. They do all the Bigfoot shows. That Bigfoot show is one of the shows that we actually show you Bigfoot. We actually show you the dogman, like the pictures I showed you guys early. Yeah. We're not doing that. We don't do night investigations. If we don't see it, you don't see it. They shoot something, if it drops, you see the blood and guts, you see whatever it is. We do not edit, script, cut, or anything on any of our shows. So what you see is what you get. We got Tracy Jones, a paranormal white witch. We got the Republican town hall meeting. We've got a travel channel. We got drink beer and bullshit guys. We've got a lot of shows coming out of England. We got a station out of Ireland. We have stations right now in Michigan, Maryland, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, now Tennessee, Texas, Illinois, California, and Las Vegas. So Channel 12 is growing bigger and better. Come and see us, and make sure you stop and see these guys and send them some fan mail and a little love offering if you'd like to. With that, God bless you guys. God bless America. We'll see you all backstage.
Rockin' Randy on the scene, breaking bones and living the dream. Magician of the airways, got a story to scream. Radio blazing, gotta hear that podcast. Life on the edge, never playing it fast. It's rock and roll, baby, till I die. With Leah by my side, we never shy. No ghosts of Bigfoot scare us away, 'cause Rock and Randy gonna rock out today. Actor, singer, TV shows a blast. Picking fights with shadows, they never last. Ain't no hold barred, we live in it rough. A life full of stories that's more than enough. It's rock and roll, baby, till I die. With Leah by my side, we never shy. No ghosts of Bigfoot scare us away, 'cause Rock and Randy gonna rock out today.